We are already live, and let me see. Okay. Okay, we are now live, sir.
All right.
Yeah. You introduce us, please.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, viewers out there, anywhere you are around the world. This is the Benin Empire Advancement League, and my name is Joe Osemundiame Maoli Orupe, and joining me is the president of our great organization, Mr. Dele Bello, joining us live from Austria. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. It's already afternoon here.
Yeah.
My name is Dele Bello. I'm the president of this great organization. And thank everyone for joining us, for being a part of this organization. We appreciate all the Benin's worldwide. So try to join us in this organization, and let's move the Benin Empire forward. So thank you, sir, for the introduction.
Thank you very much, sir. It's a brand new month. It's a brand new week, and I hope this week brings a lot of greatness and fulfillment of our heart desires. I want to say happy new month to everybody out there, all our members, well wishers. I say this new month of May will bring greatness to all of us. Today I just wanted us to discuss on just two topics. Um, we'll discuss on them, and if probably maybe if we have more time, we could talk about other things.
Okay.
Mr. President, last week we had the announcements of the passing on of one of our great, historically, he's supposed to be a son of, the Benin Empire also
Yes.
because history says that the Alafin, is one of the sons of Izodua, Oduduwa, what the Yorubas call Oduduwa. But regardless of what anybody believes, he's one of the monarchs. He is the monarch of, or used to be the monarch of one of the great kingdoms, in West Africa. That's the Oyo Kingdom.
Yeah.
And some few days ago, the Alaafin of Oyo, passed on, and I wanted us to discuss, the importance of his exits,
Yeah.
the good things he brought when he was a monarch, and all his achievements, So, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. First of all, my condolence to the sons and daughters uh, of the Yoruba land, because usually, as tradition, if the Alafin of Oyo or a king join his ancestors, it's not usually announced through the newspaper or through the television. There's other channels that are being used to announce such passing on to the other side. Unfortunate, a lot of things happened. But beside that, Alaafin of Oyo was one of the greatest son of the Yoruba land. He's also a great son of the Benin Empire. People should not mistake that for. Okay. Sorry for the something, because a message just coming, and I was trying to look at the message. Yes, in Yoruba land as a whole, I think the Alafin of Oyo rank the number one
Yes.
in all the traditional monarchs. Uh, the Alafin achieve a lot of things. So many of the Yoruba Obas or other monarch couldn't achieve, bringing their people together to also educate their people about their history, about where they came from. He never denied his ancestors, although people were trying to change things in internet and others, that this is what the Alafin is saying and this and that. But the Alafin was always there to correct these people, to prove these people wrong. It's not just the only one. We have a lot of the Benin sons who are monarchs in Yoruba land today. This now called Yoruba land, which was part of the empire before. Uh, I think the Benis also respect the Alafin of Oyo because of the stand they take when it comes to promoting peace. He never stand up one day to insult or to say we own you, we own that, as other monarchs are doing. This was very very important for the Benin, and yeah, during the coronation of the Oba of Benin, Oba Eware II, he was also there. He was there not just like other monarchs, he was there as a son of the Benin Kingdom, of the Benin Empire. So we recognize that very well. I never stand up one day to say anything insulting against the Benin or against the palace of the Benin. We know who he is, and he know himself who he was. And he tried everything in his best to put uh, Oyo forward. So people should recognize that. But I'm really, really disappointed the way people just handle his corpse after passing on to the other side. Uh, when I watched this, when I watched this video, I was so disappointed. I was asking, where are the Yoruba elders? Where is the tradition of the Yorubas? Why are these people doing this? Does this has to do with politics? How can you handle a king in that form? He was just handled as if it was a Jew. I don't know how to call it. John Doe, somebody who doesn't have identity. And that was very, very, very insulting and very, very bad. I would have expected these people to to stay with the tradition, how the tradition is. If the Alafin pass on to the other side, how do we do everything? But what we saw was just insulting. I can just put it that way. It was insulting to all Yoruba people, to say all of your citizens. How can you do that to a king who rules for a very, very long time, who did all he can to make sure there's peace in that land? And but today, when it's passed on, it was just like taking the corpse of John Doe from mortuary to the cemetery. There was nothing like kingship or something like that. Although people said he's a Muslim, but uh, the fact is, even though he's a Muslim, he was born into this tradition. He is a traditional ruler. His tradition was first for him and for his people. So I cannot understand. I think some of these kingmakers in Yoruba land have a lot to explain to the public why everything goes this way, the way it goes. Because I cannot really understand why people did what they did. Maybe they are politically motivated. I don't know. But uh, that's what I can say now. Thank you very much, Mr.
Yeah,
Vice President.
thank you, Mr. President. To add to what you have said, I also looked at the video. I watched the video, and for me, it was quite disappointing to see the way the corpse of a great monarch like that was handled. You know, you just found ordinary people lifting the corpse and running around with, the corpse of a monarch like the Alafi of Oyo. You know,
Yes.
it is very important for us to state that he, in the recent time, he's one of the most educated um, monarch, to ever, sit on that throne. It's very
Yes.
important we notice that. And he also made sacrifices. You know, most people didn't know he was a professional boxer. And at the time his boxing career was actually peaking, he was supposed to go international, was when he was called upon to, ascend the throne, which he did. And throughout his rulership, he carried everybody along. He had very strong political views, very strong sociocultural views. You know, he was outspoken, and most of the time he stood by the people. You know, so when we look at the things that have happened after his passing, it seemed to me it seemed to me as if um, the palace, there was a total breakdown of law and order in the palace, because I didn't see anything royalty in the whole events. You know, okay, there are those who made arguments that he was a Muslim. Even though he was a Muslim, he was a king. You
Exactly.
know, and so the way his corpse should have been treated shouldn't be this way. You know, and I've also seen, on social media who just, throw very nasty, nauseating jokes, about the king's desire for women and his wives and all that. And for me, it just shows that we are descending so low. You know, our society is becoming more perverse, more corrupt, and we have all sort of uncultured men and women on social media. So instead of us to soberly reflect on things and celebrate the lives and times and the achievements of this great king, what we sought to do was to, I mean, make light jokes of the whole situation. It shows that as Nigerians, um, the culture of respect,
Yeah.
of elders and respect for tradition has been thrown into the dustbin, you know. And when I begin to see old people, make light jokes and act like kids, I begin to wonder, what do they teach their children, And so we see today that everything that is happening in our society is a reflection of the things happening in our families, in our family units. Because a great king like this is dead, and the most important thing for people is what happens to his wife. How many wives did he marry? Oh, how can an old man, have these very young women, and so many petty talks, things that are not so important, things that should be relegated into the background, and I just begin to wonder, is it that just as the corpse of the leader of the king, the late king, was handled, is it that the standard right now in our society, where the memory of great minds, is not respected? We don't respect, we don't celebrate the achievements of great minds like the Alafi of Oyo. Is it that we replace the tangible things with intangible things? So I began to ask questions, because when you have a man like that, who is a custodian of the culture and tradition of the Oyo people, and looking at history, the
Yes.
Oyo kingdom is one of the most celebrated kingdoms. In short, it is number one. when we're talking about the Yorubas as a political grouping, it is number one. And after that, probably we have the Alake of Egbaland,
Yes.
But the Alafi is number one historically.
Yes.
When you're looking at the history of the Yoruba people, it is always the Oyo Empire. It's always the Oyo Kingdom, sorry. When you look at the invasion by the Fulanis and the slave raiders and all that, it was always about the Oyo Kingdom. So having such a man who represents that throne, who represents that history, who represents that rich culture, having such a man be treated, by first the palace, then secondly, the society, it's heartbreaking. It shows that we do not value our culture, we do not value our tradition, we do not value our elders, we do not value our kings. We don't value our monarchs, and it's becoming unbecoming of us as Africans. Western civilization has brought so much damage into our system. There's a part of Western civilization that is good, and there's a part of Western civilization that is not good, because when you look at liberalism and all the things that it brings with it, these are some of the things it brings with it. Yes, there is freedom of expression, but freedom of expression does not mean that you begin to exhibit pettiness, disrespect for people's culture and tradition. And for me, even Yorubas, even Yorubas themselves, I read many nauseating comments from Yorubas, educated Yorubas, many who
Yes.
live abroad, who have schooled abroad, many of them who are social commentators. This was an opportunity for them to, project the culture of the Oyo Empire. This was an opportunity for them to teach the culture and traditions of, of the Oyo Kingdom. But
Yes.
then they totally lost it because they were concentrated on things that are intangible. And for me, it was a really terrible and heartbreaking experience. I hope we learn. I hope we begin to use our head. I hope we begin to understand that our culture and our tradition is part of what makes us who we are. And the constant heckling, the constant demeaning of our culture and tradition does not make us look better. No matter how we try to embrace the culture of the Europeans, we are not Europeans. We can never be Europeans. The
Exactly.
Europeans have their own culture and traditions, and they uphold it. And I think it's one of this is one of the results of slavery. When we have people who have not outgrown the effects of the slave era. So we have people with slave mentality, people who feel that everything African is evil. Everything African should be demeaned, everything African should be degraded. These are some of the results of such system. Because you
Yes.
see, if we in Africa, the prince of England passed on, and you could see a lot of Africans, sending
Condolences.
condolence messages, following and saying great things, even though some of us have some reservations, but we didn't come out to say, oh, the prince was this, he did this in the past, he did that. No, we allowed the process to go through. Now, but
Yes.
when it comes to that of Africa, we begin to say nasty things about our own. But we eulogize, Western royals and all that. But when it comes to that of Africa, it's a whole different ball game. I think we need reorientation. We need serious reorientation. We need
Yes.
to really work on ourselves as a people, because it's getting extremely embarrassing and disgraceful. What I saw on social media was totally disgraceful, Mr. President.
Oh, thank you very much. You made a very, very important point. Uh, in our social media, in our newspaper, for example, yesterday, I posted something in our Facebook page. I was
Yeah,
having a very short live video, trying to show to our people that even though the Europeans, they are civilized as they are today,
yeah,
but their culture is still there.
Yeah.
For example, yesterday, 30th of April, there is something they called putting up the tree, a May tree.
Yeah.
And this tradition has been for hundreds of years, but they never miss it. They never miss it. They always come and they do it. Yesterday, I sure somebody was asking me, what does that have to do with us? I said, look, it has everything to do with us. These people, they preserve their culture, their heritage. But we are saying we are Christians, we are Muslims. We all abandon our culture, our heritage. Look, go to the Arab land. It's just the same. They never abandon their
No.
even though they are 99% Muslim,
Yeah.
their culture is still there. But
Yeah.
when it comes to black Africans, Nigerians, the Benin people, where we have a problem. Like the death of or the journey of the ancestors from the Alafin of Oyo, the way our people put this in the newspaper, some television interview, it was so disappointing that I should have used some insultive words on these people, but I just have to reserve everything because this is a king who did everything he could to bring development to Oyo State, sacrifice his time to promote his people, to promote his culture. Is this the way you people reward him?
Mm.
We say we are civilized. We don't know how to respect anybody. Don't we have respect because we are civilized? We said we are journalists. Journalism and respect goes together.
Mm-hmm.
The privacy of the Alafin of Oyo was misused.
Mm-hmm.
Let me put it that way. To the lowest form.
Yeah.
The wives of Alafin of Oyo, this is a private issue. It shouldn't have even come to this extent. People would now start to be asking what will then happen to the wives. Nobody even asked what will then happen to the children of Alafin of Oyo. Nobody is even interested to say, okay, what is going to happen to the throne of Alafin of Oyo? This is an important issue. How is the burial arrangement? Condolence message, nothing of such. These people just went out online just because Facebook is there, Instagram is there, Twitter is there. They are not there for such issues. They are there to bring people together, to understand each other. So it was so disappointing. I have to say this to some of our brothers who say they are journalists, they are influencer and others. Is this the way we want to influence our youth? We have to ask ourselves. So thank you, Mr. Vice President. Maybe I will
Thank you
still be
very much,
coming
sir.
to this topic again because there's a lot that needs to be
Yeah.
discussed about this issue.
So one of the things I also wanted us to discuss was actually the misuse of social media.
Yes.
You know, so few. I think it was day before yesterday. There's this video that was going around on social media where we saw a lady engaging in bestial acts with a dog.
Yeah.
And really, I still cannot figure out how that video came into the public domain. But I have seen a lot of people share it. A lot of bloggers, jump on it and began to circulate it and
Yes.
claiming that it was an incident that happened in Lekki. First and foremost, we don't even understand the gravity of the things we do. First and foremost, that video didn't even happen. It didn't emanate from Nigeria, you know, and we have it's now becoming a culture that people just want to trend. People are looking for bad news. People are looking for scandals. People are looking for all sort of content to put out there. You know, whether it is true or it's false. People just want to put out this this content out there to kind of create some sort of hype, you know, on their pages. You know, many of these people have monetized their social media pages, so they always want traffic, you know, and they just put out things there, even if those things hurts the image of their country or the image of you know, of their people. They don't care. What they are much more concerned and are interested in is the traffic, you know, and that shows how bad our situation has become. Now we have the lady who after the whole thing comes out, you know, to claim that yes, she was the one in the video, and then she was paid 1.4 million, you know, and that most of the people criticizing her have never seen 1.4 million before. You know, so a few hours later, she comes out crying that no, it wasn't me. I was just trying to catch cruise and all that. So you see, it just shows that the level of moral life, that morality, that sense of morality, has totally depreciated. That people are willing to do anything just to be popular. People are willing to do anything just to trend. People are willing to share all sorts of offensive content on social media, you know, just to generate traffic. We do not spend time on quality things. If you see the reaction that this video has generated on social media, it's one of the trending, even right here in Ghana, it's one of the trending topics on Twitter. Nobody talks about good governance. No. Nobody talks about morality. Nobody talks about things that add value to human life. Nobody talks about the advancement of technology in Africa. Nobody talks about bad leadership. You know, we close our ears, we close our eyes to those things that are much more important, you know, and focus our attention on things that are intangible. It shows the level of perversion as Africans. You know, we seek things that tantalizes our emotions. We seek things that perverts righteousness. We seek things, you know, that dirties our soul.
Yes.
Things that are much more important. We have the social media. While a lot of people in Europe and in the West and in Asia are using social media to add value to their lives and the lives of their people, Africa is busy using social media for negative things.
Exactly.
Africa is busy using social media for things that to any African. The only things that trend, if you look at it, you look at the Yul Edochie's issue. This is a guy who has spent over the past 4 years talking about good governance, talking about the need for us to have good leadership and all that. Nobody has ever, he's never generated even 10,000 comments when he talks about very serious issue. But the issue of him taking a second wife comes up. And Mr. President, in less than 48 hours, he gets 60,000 comments, 60,000. So are the people saying that what happens in his private life is much more important than the other issues he raised, like the issue of good governance, the issue of social insecurity? That is what we are saying. Now, when the National Service Corps member who left her house in Abuja but was missing, when her corpse was found and her body mutilated, there was no national uproar. No. Nobody is discussing these things. It is not even in the top 50 topics on social media. It's not. But a lady comes, we see somebody push. It's a nauseating video. Yes. Some, you know, puts this video out there in public domain, and just look at the reaction of the people. it shows that Africans, Nigerians, we are not prepared.
Exactly.
And like I always say it, we deserve the kind of leaders we have. Because these leaders come from within us. They didn't drop from the skies. They didn't drop from Pluto or from Mars. They are from within us. You understand? And if these leaders do not care, if they do not show concern to, and kind of empathize with the citizens, it is because the citizens themselves do not show concern, because they do not empathize with one another. It's becoming so disgusting that the only things that make sense on social media is all the nonsense that we see flying up and down, things that do not add value to our lives.
Exactly.
It is either we are gossiping about somebody's wife, we're gossiping about somebody's private parts, we're gossiping about somebody getting drunk, we're gossiping about somebody's costume to an award ceremony and how revealing it was. We're gossiping about very stupid things. Look at the 10-year-old young girl from Chrisland. You see, you even have adults asking people to share the video, send me the video. Adults,
yes,
running after sex video of a minor. It shows how demeaning we've descended so low. Morality is gone, and it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking that we begin to see. You see, it's as if the social media is becoming a curse.
Yes.
That is exactly how it is. That we do not spend time on quality things. We can't have quality conversations. Then when we see our children misbehaving tomorrow, we begin to blame their parents. We have created an enabling environment for immorality to thrive. We have created an enabling environment for all sorts of nonsense. And so these young ones see that for me to be popular, I don't have to sound intelligent. For me to be popular, I don't have to sound educated. For me to be popular, I just need to have some gutter attitude and gutter language.
Exactly.
That is what it is. And that is why that young lady could come out and claim that video, knowing fully well that she wasn't even the person in that video, because she just wanted to trend. She just wanted to make the headlines. You understand? And it's becoming, disgraceful.
Very, very disgraceful.
Because we say we are very religious. We probably have more churches and mosques than factories in that country.
Yes.
Nigeria has more churches and mosques than factories. If you combine the factories we have in Nigeria, combine the schools we have in Nigeria, the churches and the mosques, outnumbers them. But there's no form of godliness in that society. No form of godliness.
Exactly.
It is difficult to see righteousness. The fruits of righteousness, we can't even see it. Because when things like this happen, we begin to wonder, where are the Christians, where are the Muslims, where are these people who profess righteousness? Where are they? They are the same people involved in all these shameful acts. They are the same people who help in distributing and marketing this chaos that we have in the country. This social immorality. It is the same people. And tomorrow we come and we blame the leaders. We are breeding criminals as sons. We are breeding sex predators as sons. And we are breeding daughters who already come up with postures as sex objects. You go around the internet, just check the contents that come out every day. 98% of it is terrible. None has to do with science and technology. None has to do with education. None has to do with virtues. None has to do with morals. Everything is what they call cruise. We begin to relabel, immorality. What is cruise? Immorality is immorality, yes. But we call it cruise. Foolishness is foolishness, but we call it cruise just because we want it to be appealing. And we have adults who are educated, who should know better. They're jumping up and down with this phrase. Even pastors today will stand on pulpits and be saying, oh, it's just cruise. They are catching cruise. We need to have, we need to have a reevaluation. We need to begin to recheck ourselves.
Exactly.
Because we are building a society that immorality is enthroned. And the resultant end of this whole thing is going to be total chaos. And we're already seeing it happening. We're seeing it happening in our families. We are seeing it happen in our religious centers, where a man can brainwash people and charge them a heavy amount of money to prepare them for rapture. And you have educated folks leaving their businesses, their school, and following this man to a place that looks like a dungeon. There's so much going on. There's so much going on, and these things, I don't know. The social media is not helping us. When you want to have intellectual conversation, people just don't want to listen.
Exactly.
Or post anything that has to do with a woman's private parts or a man's private parts or any gossip. And you see everybody jump on it. I mean, for me, it's embarrassing, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Honorable Vice President. Yes, I don't know what to say to our people because this is a disgrace to our society. Just to say the fact. If you have children, as an adult, and your children are in social media, like this sex video the Honorable Vice President was talking about, and you claim you are the one who did this video, and your 10 years old son or daughter come across this video, how can you defend yourself? How can you tell your children what is right and what is wrong? We are supposed to be teaching our children right and wrong. This is so wrong that our adults are posting or sharing such a video. In most of the countries, including Nigeria, sharing that video is a crime.
Yes.
It's a crime. Sharing pornographic video from one person to the other is a crime. People should know this. If Nigeria is not enforcing that law, that doesn't mean we should use that opportunity doing what we like. Nigeria already has a bad image in the whole world. And now people are coming with such image. Somebody claiming she is the one who did the video. And you claim you are a Nigerian. For what I know, that video has been in net for more than 4 or 5 years.
Exactly.
That video has nothing to do with Nigeria, nor even Africa as a whole. I don't know why somebody will just wake up in the morning and say, this is what I want to share to my people. This is a disgrace to that person. The social media is here to develop your community, bringing your community together. But some of our Nigerian brothers or Edo brothers and sisters or Benin brothers and sisters, the way they misbehave in internet, there's only one thing you can do, just deny them. And I will continue to deny these people. These are not Benis. The Benis I know are well-educated people with moral.
Yeah.
To know what is right and what is wrong.
Exactly.
This is what our parents taught us at home. You don't even need to learn this in the school. This is what your parents will tell you at home. This is right, this is wrong. But we will just leave our house, leave our children. Some of them even have children with maybe the age of, I don't know, who are now going to adult. Let me put it that way. And they
Yeah.
will come across such a video in internet. The way our people are shouting, insulting each other in the net. What do you expect from all these kids? How do you explain this to your children? This is so disrespectful to our culture, to the way of life, the way of African lives. Hardly you see such a thing in Europe distributing. You will, if you try it in Europe, then you will know, you will understand that there's a law
Exactly.
in Europe. If you are being reported or not reported, the police will trace you down, and then you have a lot to explain. Sharing that video, sending it to another person is just a crime, and we should know this. It's not just about the crime, about the moral aspect. How are we then civilized? Are we civilized to be
Hmm.
sharing such a picture or a video in internet? That has nothing to do with civilization. That is a moral problem. That person is having a brain problem. If that person is intelligent enough, nobody will come out to claim that video,
At
because
all.
she or her will know the repercussion of that video. Because if I'm a family member of that person, I will not like to associate with that person
At
again
all.
in my life.
At all.
So getting views in social media doesn't mean you have to disgrace yourself. Doesn't mean you have to disgrace other people. Doesn't mean you have to fabricate something. We have great social media's influencers who have more view than those people,
Yes.
who never put any insultive words in their social media platform, or anything disgraceful in their social media platform, or insulting anybody. So it's a pity that our people doesn't understand what they are doing to themselves, because they believe when they are doing this, people will start praising them. That is just not the way. Because it's not just ourselves alone. To our leaders, the way we handle our leaders, our traditional leaders, our government officials, this is so disgraceful. I know most of these people are not doing what they are supposed to be doing, but the insultive ways we are using, not just only insultive ways, the way we treat ourselves in internet have effect on our daily lives.
Yeah.
Here in Europe, before they came to start restricting social media, it takes their time, because they believe once they start restricting social media, then it's like restricting human rights. But they now come to understand that you can only have human rights when you are alive. If you are not alive, your human right is not there any longer. Before then, there was a lot of fabrication. This did that, this did. Many people committed suicide just because of fake information people were putting in it. But the European understand this. They have to restrict everything. I think Nigeria will also come to that point some days. The image of Nigeria, anywhere you are in the world, is so bad that we will still be adding such video to it. Anywhere you go, once you say you are in Nigeria, the first thing they will say is corruption. money ritual, and others. But people doesn't really see the development of Nigeria, what Nigeria
At
has
all.
achieved. Nigeria has achieved a lot. Nigeria has powered a lot in Africa,
Yes.
so that people will see with their naked eye to say Nigeria is a great country. And that's what we are supposed to be doing. Or the Benin Empire is a great nation. But when we continue with all these useless issues, continue with all this pornography, something in internet, I don't think we will go nowhere. When I watch some of my friends who add me as a friend in Facebook, at least 6 of these people has this video. I wanted to report some yesterday, but I just said, okay, let me cool down. Let me remove them as friends.
Exactly. That's the
And I
best. Because in the last few days, I've taken some of my friends off and replaced them with other friend requests, because you can't be on my timeline and you are looking for a video of a 10-year-old girl
no,
that was involved in sex.
that is so bad, so bad. You have a doctor who is 10 years old. That is a minor. That's it. That is child pornography, which is very, very, very bad. Nobody should do that to a child. And those people responsible should be brought to justice. They should face the law,
Exactly.
because you destroyed the life of that girl knowingly. Because you cannot say you didn't know that she's 10 years old. Even though she's 13, 14, 15, 16, it shouldn't have even happen. Those people that are responsible need to be treated the same way,
Exactly.
so that they understand what they did. Because what we are turning our society into today is what we cannot say we want tomorrow.
No.
This is not what we want for our children. Okay. Okay. Uh, is I don't know how to classify our people any longer. Is it because of Christianity? Is it because of we are Muslim? Even in our religion, all these are forbidden.
Exactly.
Be your brother's keeper. If you go to the church every Sunday, every Wednesday, every Friday, if you go to the mosque, I think this should give you a good reason not to associate yourself with such videos, or even doing something of such. Even though you are not religious, the moral aspect of life should look into it. What is right and what is wrong.
Exactly.
And many of our people, I can't understand that they will have so many views. For somebody who claimed she slept with a dog, of somebody assaulting a minor, that is so insultive to our people. And I am done with those people circulating those videos. And I'm going to start reporting every one of you to the law enforcement, because that is the only thing that will stop all this nonsense.
The law enforcement also, I think, is part of the problem, because we do not have a proactive law enforcement agency. I mean, the only time they are proactive is when a politician wants to go after, his fellow politician.
Yes.
Because some of these things that happen on the internet, you begin to wonder, do we have a police? Do we have a functioning police agency? Because there should be a unit that is
Exactly.
always monitoring content on social media. For example, people do not know the implication of what this sex video has cost. As I'm talking to you, it's in the top 2 trending topics in Ghana. Top 2.
Yes.
People are talking about this thing all around the world. Bloggers from other countries are picking this thing and they are terming it sex video from Nigeria, even when it is not. And it's the responsibility of security agencies to find out who put this content out there and arrest and prosecute that person to serve as a deterrence, so that the next person who wants to put such content out there, who want to mislead and misinform the public, would think twice.
Yes.
But we don't have a police service or a police, whatever they call themselves, that is proactive. We don't have a police service that is protecting the people. The only one we have is the one that harasses people. Because when you clamp down on certain informations on social media that tends to damage the image of the country, or that tends to mislead or misinform the public, what you are actually doing is you are saving the people from destruction. And that is what they don't even understand. So we begin to wonder, what sort of training do our security agencies, what sort of training do they have?
Anything like training.
Because if we have a proactive DSS, a proactive police, a proactive civil defense, and all of them just carry guns up and down. If we have these people with the proper training, they will be able to clamp down, trace and track these people down, and put them before a competent court of law, so that they can be prosecuted and serve as an example. Because it's becoming too much. It was someone who put out the video of the 10-year-old girl, exactly. An adult. It is someone who put out the video of the lady that is having sex with the dog and termed it something that happened in Lekki. That's misleading the public.
Yes.
And that, of course, is an adult. Most of these bloggers who put out these dirty contents, most of them should be clamped down. There's a need to sanitize social media. Not going after people who speak against governments because you don't like what they are saying and you decide you want to twist them. No. They are real fundamental issues that should be dealt with. Not dealing with oppositions. You want to stifle the voice of the opposition. That's not what we are talking about. We are talking about clamping down on misinformation. We're talking about sanitizing social media so that we can have, at least for once, good image. There are so many achievements. You see, a lot of Nigerians have achieved so many things out there. But this evil agenda seems to cover so many good things that an average Nigerian, struggling Nigerian, who, irrespective of the struggle, still aspires and attains greatness. These are the people we should celebrate. But we have all these dirty contents on social media that has taken, just taking our attention away from the things that we should be celebrating. And it's totally disheartening, Mr. President.
Yeah,
I want to use this opportunity to speak to our brothers and sisters out there. If you a descendant of the great Benin Empire, whether you are a Benin, or an Esa, an Ika, a Urobo Ishekiri, a Gun, an Ewe, a Ga Dangbe, or whatever you are, as long as you trace your roots back to the Benin Empire, this is an organization for you. And so we are using this opportunity to ask you, to invite you to come and be a part of what we are doing. The Benin Empire Advancement League was established to foster unity among all descendants of the great Benin Kingdom, irrespective of the country domiciled. And one of the things we also intend doing is to encourage one another, patronize each other's businesses, empower our people economically and socioculturally by imparting knowledge, into them. We also establish this organization so that we can, celebrate our culture and share a lot about our culture and our tradition, because that's what makes us who we are, a unique people. So I want to use this opportunity to invite you to be a part of what we are doing. Always follow our live broadcast and drop your comments. If you have questions you want to ask us, you're free to send us a message and ask your questions. We would try our possible best to make sure we respond to your inquiries, as fast as we could. I also want to use this opportunity to announce to our members and intending members that the Benin Empire Advancement League, this coming month of May, will be going into an agreement with a media college in Ghana. And one of the things we want to do is we'll be giving out 50% scholarship to our members who want to study media and journalism, and we'll be paying 50% of their tuition fee. The Benin Empire will be paying about 50% of their tuition fee. We're working on that already, and it's done already. So if you want to study maybe journalism or anything in the media, what you can do is first you have to be a member of this organization.
Exactly.
Because the scholarship is just for 10 people, irrespective of their tribe, whether you are Benin, Esa, Ga, or Ewe, or whatever. It's just 10 people, and we're looking at 10 people who are members of this organization. So we'll be giving a 50% scholarship, for their tuition. So we encourage you all to, spread the news and invite your brothers and sisters who you think would want to, take this opportunity to study in a media college in Ghana. So that is that. But first, you must understand that for them to be able to access this scholarship, they first have to be a member of this great organization of us. So, Mr. President, I think we are on track.
Yes.
We're doing a lot of great things, and our new deputy president is going to be joining us soon to talk about the programs she also is organizing on behalf of the organization to kind of, from our discussion yesterday, and after that, I had several discussions with her.
Okay.
We are looking at how we can open up the Volta region to tourists, so that we can have people come and visit the Volta region. There's been a lot of wonderful tourist attraction centers, resorts, beaches, forts, and all whatnot. And soon, I think this month of May, she will be coming out with our own program.
Yes.
So we want to encourage everybody to, be a part of the things that we are doing. Let's get out there, let's meet each other, let's rub minds, let's share ideas and all that. And I'm sure somehow we would be able, to put the great Benin Empire right back where it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
Mr. President, over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. And yes, as the Vice President said, there's a lot that is going to be coming from the Benin Empire Advancement League in this month of May. And after the month of May, we are going to continue our effort, bringing our people together, empowering our people, and doing a lot for our people. But first of all, you have to be a member of this organization.
Yes.
And joining us also give us more strength, more energy to to continue what we are doing and to reach to other people.
Yeah.
Because if you go through the map of the Benin Empire, you will see how our people are ill represented economically and socially.
Yeah.
So we have to change that because in the whole of Africa, I think after the Hausas, then
Yeah.
you will not have the Benins.
Yeah.
So we have to bring us forward, not backward. Being religious doesn't have anything to do with culture or heritage. We are not asking you to follow us to the shrine to go and start worshiping our forefathers or our God. We respect everything. Maybe you are a Muslim, you are a Christian, our traditional religion. We respect everything because we all are serving the same God. It's only we call it different names. And Mr. Vice President, I also understand that this weekend is the Homo War. Uh,
Yes, the Homowo Festival for actually the Osu
okay,
arm of the gas will be celebrating theirs also, and we have the Teshinungwa people
okay,
will be celebrating theirs under the leadership of the Shishe, the Gbogu Shishe Wulomo. And now, the funniest thing about the Nungwa people is that they have come out to state categorically that they are from the Benin Kingdom,
okay.
and they are Gas, so they have come out to state categorically that they are from the Benin Kingdom. They have this dance festival called the Obeneshimo.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
It's called the Benin Dance and Drums. And they use it to. It's a festival that was established to remind them of where they are coming from. And so we celebrate with them, and we hope maybe during the week, because I think it's a 1 week long festival, and there's the whole 1 month long thing also. So hopefully, if we have time, maybe I'll talk to the deputy president. If we have time, maybe we could visit, and be a part of one of the things they are doing. Just be
Okay.
a part of what they are doing. Maybe one of these days, if we really can find time to do that, and hopefully sometime so soon we would have the opportunity to interview some of these great opinion
Yes.
leaders, from these tribes.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir, and thank you for your contribution and
Thank you very
everything
much, sir.
to this
Thank you, sir.
organization. We
Thank
are
you.
very, very grateful and happy to have you in this
Thank you, sir.
organization as our
Thank you.
vice president. And
Thank you very much, sir.
thank you to all our members. We are looking for executive leaders in this organization. Everybody is qualified, but there's only one thing: you must be active. You
Yes.
must be ready to work with other people, no
Yes.
matter the differences we have.
Yes.
So that's why this organization is here. So
Yes.
don't hesitate. Come, come to us, join us, work with us. Let's promote our people. Let's promote
Yes.
the economic of the Benin Empire. Let's promote the culture of the Benin Empire.
Yes.
Let's educate our people that social media is not there for nuisance.
Yes.
Social media is being used to educate people in Europe. During the this epidemic that was going on, children were sitting at home. Their teachers were educating them through social media.
Yes.
This is how it's supposed to function.
Yes.
Sharing all those nuisance videos that we are seeing today. And that is very, very bad of us. So thank you, Honorable Vice President. And
Thank you very much, sir.
to all our members that has been with us, we recognize this and we say thank you, everyone. And to all our supporters also that has been following us, please try to stay with us and
Yes.
you will enjoy this. Thank you, sir.
Thank
So
you very much.
we have to end this program. Maybe during the week, we'll be coming back again, but we cannot promise you now because uh, our vice president is busy. I'm also busy, so we'll create time maybe before the weekend.
Yeah.
So thank you, and we hope to meet you people in good health next
Yeah.
time.
Thank
Okay,
you.
bye bye, sir.
Bye bye.